Willie D Live.
What's up, family? More stunning allegations against Donald Trump, your president, in regards to the Epstein files. This time we have a former beauty queen who has gone public with allegations that Trump violated her in every way imaginable. Let's get into this article in the Daily Beast. Who is that? That's Ivana. That's Trump's first wife, a former beauty queen who alleges Donald Trump groped her at a 1993 pageant, has claimed the president's first wife, Ivana, funneled young women into Jeffrey Epstein's orbit the same way Ghislaine Maxwell did in the final part of an exclusive three-part interview with the Daily Beast new Substack Punch-Up. Patrice Q 55 alleges Ivana Trump operated as a reassuring presence at the high-end events where Epstein's circle could scout and later isolate women. Ivana played a major role in the whole cosmos, bringing in women in the same way as Maxwell, the former Miss Switzerland and Miss Europe contestant, told Punch-Up. Was Maxwell a madam or enabler? However you would describe her, Ivana was the same. Punch-Up says it has not independently verified the claims about Ivana and has seen no evidence she knew or took place in any crimes. Ivana, mother to Don Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, died in 2022 at the age of 73. She was never charged with any Epstein-related offense. Punch-Up previously reported Q's claims that Trump, then 47, assaulted her at his Donald J. Trump American Dream pageant when she was a 23-year-old banking executive and model, and threatened her if she spoke out. She also claimed Epstein told her she was his intended prey. Trump has denied all allegations of assault or harassment, calling them unequivocally false and insisting he has never met some of his accusers. The White House said Trump has been totally exonerated on anything relating to Epstein. Maxwell, convicted in 2021 of recruiting and abusing girls, is serving 20 years in prison. Punch-Up contacted Maxwell's representatives, who did not respond because Maxwell is still trying to get that pardon from Trump, and so she can't say nothing. That's what they should have wrote at the end. In any event, who thinks he did it, fam? I mean, do you really think the president of the United States of America would be guilty of something like that? I mean, the president is supposed to be plucked from a batch of the best fruit, right? As far as in terms of image, I'm not saying deep down inside what he's about, but at least, publicly there's supposed to be somebody who, you don't have a lot of dirt on. I mean, family, this could quite possibly be the most scandalous presidency of all time. Like, usually a presidential scandal involving sex might be, 2-3 people, maybe 4-5 people, 6-7 people, but hundreds. You have a president who has been accused of dozens of sexual violations by women who came forward and say, yeah, he did it to me, he did it to me too, he did it to me, he did it. And we're not talking about all the little girls that are in the Epstein files. We're not even talking about all the ones who remained silent. We're just talking about the ones who spoke out. Wow. That's wild, family. That's really, really wild. This is shaping up to be a decades-long ring of international crime and human trafficking. Yeah, man. The thing is, what country will have the disco balls to do something about it? I don't think the U.S. is going to do anything about it, fam, because if they was going to do something about it, they'd have been done it. I think the most they're going to do about it, they've already done. That is, kill Epstein. Maybe not kill. Did they kill him? What y'all think? Kill. Okay. How about get rid of Epstein? How about 86 Epstein? 86 Epstein and lock Ghislaine Maxwell up. And that's it. I don't think anything is. I know that some of the other countries penalized some of their people who was involved in those Epstein files. But America ain't done nothing, man. And America ain't gonna do nothing. Ivana. Did y'all ever hear something about Ivana giving a testimony in '89? Y'all remember that? Ivana gave a testimony in her 1989 divorce to Trump, that divorce from Trump, that he physically abused her and RAP'd her. Yeah. She suggested that he go see a plastic surgeon. She said that's when, he did that after she suggested that he go see a plastic surgeon. And then she recanted everything 4 or 5 years later after the divorce. I guess that NDA kicked in, right? Because, she had to get her money. So I guess the NDA kicked in, and then all of a sudden she just stopped talking about it. She never mentioned it again. She never mentioned her divorce in bad terms again. Yeah. And then also, now, I don't know, I ain't seen no proof myself. I ain't been able to confirm this, but it was said that Ivana was a prostitute who was in the country illegally when Trump met her. And her dad called the KGB, all right, to let them know that his daughter was now dating a rich American. And they started a file. And by that, we're talking about the KGB bigwig. Yeah, we're talking about that file, Vladimir Putin. Yeah. Ivana was the gateway for the Russian connections that Trump have to this day, allegedly. And that's what they're saying. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a peon. I don't know. But that's what they're saying. They're saying that Ivana was the gateway to Trump and the Russian connection that he had right now. And that's why Vladimir Putin has Trump's loyalty, is because Vladimir Putin knows some things, some personal things, that could hurt Trump. So I don't know if this is true or not, but I did actually read this in some articles years ago. I actually read about this. So, but that's what's out there. You know what I find interesting about all of this? It seemed like all these women that Trump messed with kind of favor his daughter. What's that about? Yeah. So this is trafficking on an international scale. Ain't nobody going to jail. Ain't nobody going to jail. Some people would say, hey, this ain't really no news because it's all the same gang or, corruption. It's all the same game. It's all true corruption, and ain't nothing nobody gonna do about it because the players are just too prominent. The players are too big to fall. If they fall, then more gonna fall because they're saying like this has been a thing, an ongoing thing for decades and decades and decades. And we're not even just talking about decades, but actually centuries. Not Epstein, obviously, but this mentality of powerful men in this particular country, especially, messing with babies, messing with little girls. That's what they do. They get together. So Epstein was just a conduit, you know. He was just to connect. He just made to connect. It's always been an Epstein throughout the years. There's always been an Epstein out there. Yeah. So these women are starting to get a little bit more braver. They're telling their stories. They're getting it out there. I don't think nothing's gonna become of it. Trump still owe E. Jean Carroll like what? I think 50 million, 70 million or something like that. She ain't getting paid. I can promise you that. I don't know how he do it, but he finds a way to not pay anybody. Even when he offers a reward for something, or he says he's going to give somebody some type of prize, he has never delivered. Never. And has never been made to deliver. So I would say to E. Jean Carroll and all the rest of them, don't hold your breath. I don't think justice is going to be served. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.